He had made a threat to shoot up a school bus and pick off the kiddies one by one.
In December of 1968, David Faraday took Betty Lou Jensen out on their first date. Hi, I'm Mike Connors. The two high school students made a fateful choice that night. They went to park in the secluded hills around Benicia, California. As they sat in Faraday's station wagon, another car pulled alongside. A man emerged and began blasting a handgun into the driver's door of Faraday's car, forcing the two kids out of the passenger side.
He reached his gun through the window and shot David as he exited, and Betty Lou was running toward Benicia when he shot her some 26 feet away, 5 times.
Darlene Farron, a 22-year-old waitress, was the next victim. She lived nearby in Vallejo, California, and had gone out with her friend Mike McGough on the night of July 4th, 1969. They were cruising around Vallejo when a car chased them out of town and cornered them.
And then suddenly the door flings open, and this crew-cutted man with glasses, a rather pronounced stomach, gets out shining a light into their eyes. They're totally blinded. And Mike had reached for his wallet almost as if he thought it was some sort of policeman. And he fired bullets into the car. And the bullets passed through Mike, who was very badly wounded. He had extensive surgery, but Darlene was killed. He survived.
The killer now sent letters to 3 newspapers, the San Francisco Chronicle, the Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald. They were the beginning of a flood of written evidence he would pour forth in the years to come. He gave himself a name, Zodiac, and a unique symbol with which he signed each letter. He also baffled the police with a complex 3-part cipher, one piece of which he sent to each newspaper.
In this particular code, the Zodiac used what we refer to as a common letter numeral substitution code, where you might substitute the letter C for E and A for B and et cetera, and et cetera. And coupled with that, he used some symbols that you might describe as being something like semaphore flags, where he'd take a square and color in half of it diagonally. Or he used some Greek symbols.
The published codes stumped hundreds of amateur cryptographers and several intelligence agencies.
And finally, Donald Hardin and his wife, who just simply sat down and through sheer stick-to-itiveness worked around the clock. And they were the only ones, the CIA, Naval Intelligence, none of these people were able to crack this 3-cipher code. And this was, certainly for his wife, the very first attempt at any sort of cryptography. For Don Hardin, I think he'd done crossword puzzles. He had some various books on cipher. But what they had begun to do is they looked for a double combination of symbols, the most common being a double L. And Mrs. Hardin thought that he would use the word kill. And so once they figured the word killing or kill was somewhere, and those were double L's that they were seeing throughout these ciphers, that eventually gave them a key to break it.
It said something about this is a Zodiac speaking, something about collecting slaves, and those that he did collect would be his slaves in the afterlife, and he liked hunting people rather than animals because people were the most challenging of all, I guess, to hunt, and that we would never catch him because he was too smart for us.
Zodiac next struck at Tranquil Lake, Berryessa, where Brian Hartnell was taking time out from college to relax with his friend Cecilia Shepard.
She looked up, and she saw a man, and he was approaching them. She turned to talk to her boyfriend, Brian, and when she looked up again, he was gone. black hood, which is like a medieval executioner, came down over his shoulder with a white cross circle on it.
Zodiac stabbed Brian Hartnell, I believe, 5 or 6 times. And Brian was on his knees on the blanket at the time, and he fell over, and the only thing that saved his life was he feigned death. He pretended he was dead. And then the Zodiac turned his attack on Cecilia Shepard, and he stabbed her 10 times, 5 times in the back and 5 times in the chest.
Most chilling of all was what the police found on the door of Hartnell's car, a list of Zodiac's murders by date, location, and weapon. It was signed with his symbol, the crossed circle.
The Napa Police Department had received a call through the operator, and the male voice on the phone said, I want to report a murder, no, a double murder. You'll find them 2 miles north of park headquarters. They were driving a white Carmen Ghia. And the dispatcher then at the police department said, who are you? And he said, I'm the one that did it. And then the dispatcher knew that the phone was not hung up. It just went silent. And just minutes later, one of the officers said that he had discovered a phone off the hook at this car wash, which was only 5 or 6 blocks from the Napa Police Department.